3. I'm Kimberly from One Eye Doll, and Jason. I'm Jason. I'm a frog.
I'm Junior from One Eye Doll.
That works.
Yeah. I'm a salamander.
That works. So the last time we caught up with you, it was here in Baltimore, and the album had not come out, and now it is out. And so how happy are you to finally have this out?
Oh, we're totally bummed. It's
It's awful.
It used to be just for us, and now we have to share. You know?
No, it's great. It's like, it's such relief, you know? It's just our baby that's finally out there in the world, and everybody else gets to hear it, and it's been received really well by our fans, and I wasn't 100% sure if our fans would dig it, because we did this for ourselves, and we're like, this is the album that we've just always wanted to make, and it's not a typical One Eye Doll album necessarily. It doesn't have all the, kind of silliness, and but I just have always wanted to make this album, and we weren't going to pass the opportunity, that's for sure. So we put it out, and we're like, hey, it's funny because kind of every album is like that, because we really make music for ourselves to enjoy, and the fact that other people get it too is just bonus.
Absolutely.
And we're always absolutely prepared to, sell 5 copies of the album and keep the rest for ourselves, build little castles out of them.
Totally.
But no, it's been going really, really well. It's the most successful album so far. Nothing but great reviews and happy fans.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, all I've seen is positive feedback. So far, it's great. I was like, oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I expected a little criticism, but knock on wood, I don't like criticism. So whoever's listening to this, don't feel like you need to give it to me, because I probably won't listen anyway. But yeah, it's just been all positive.
Especially because, we remade 3 songs from Monster, which is a lot of people's favorite album, and those are a lot of people's favorite songs. So it's kind of, you get that, people are just going to be, stuck to the original version, and we find that most people actually really like the remix. So
they're not stuck to it, because we were able to record them in a more natural way. And it seems like the more naturally we're able to do things, the more our fans like it, because they love our live shows so much. And now on the new album, they get to hear us in the room together playing guitar and drums at the same time, so we have our natural groove. It's not your typical studio clean
so where
album.
Everything's like separated out.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually in the studio it's this whole process of, slicing and dicing every note, making it all perfect, In 2012 it's like, you don't hear an album that isn't just completely perfected, And so we wanted to make the album that had mistakes and had just, all the dirt and grime left in it.
Our style, we've got our natural humanity in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a certain authenticity behind that, too. I mean, everything that sounds like completely polished or computer generated, it's actually starting to really get on people's nerves, I think.
It all sounds the same.
The pendulum is going to swing back eventually.
To me, it's all starting to kind of sound the same.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, every single thing on, especially, Top 40 radio, not to trash them for their success, but everything is very, very cookie-cutter. And, I think that listeners are very hungry for something, outside of the box or outside of the norm a little bit.
Yeah. I'm super happy that, people like it so much, but really, it was a selfish album. To please ourselves. So.
Hey, if you guys aren't happy with it at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Exactly.
Yeah, we really do this for ourselves.
It wasn't completely selfish. On your Twitter page, you guys talk about streaming that new album to anybody, but also offering the donation system for downloading. How's that working out for you guys?
Awesome. I highly recommend it to every band out there. Share your music with the fans, give it to them, and give them an opportunity to give back to you if they can. And I think that you will be greatly blessed for it. We have been.
It's definitely something new, but I remember first hearing about it, I think, when, was it Radiohead was one of the first big bands that at least talked about it, and it just seemed like a really cool thing to do. And for the most part, people were very truthful about it, and they donated what they could.
Oh, of course.
Well, the bottom line is that people can get it for free if they want.
Yeah,
you know?
there are torrents and all sorts of Russian sites that have our, you know, all sorts of sites that have our music for free download, but you're probably going to get some virus along with it.
We want it
and
to
the
be...
quality is maybe not so good, but we like to offer it to our fans at the highest quality. I mean, you can get it in all sorts of crazy formats for audio files.
Yeah, this is an interesting tidbit that I often forget, but we actually mastered the digital version on our downloads in 24-bit, so it's actually better than CD quality if you download it.
Oh, wow, okay.
You can get the FLAC lossless version from our website, which is 24-bit. It's some 16 million times higher fidelity than CD, actually. It's really crazy. It seems like 16-bit to 24-bit wouldn't be that big.
Oh my god, that's gotta sound awesome.
But yeah, it's
digital like
if you've got a really nice system, you can hear it 3 different ways. You can hear it on a CD in 16-bit format. You can get the lossless format in 24-bit from a download, and you can listen to it on vinyl, which sounds completely different.
Highly recommended.
We recommend the vinyl.
It's coming back. It's definitely coming back.
It's a 3-dimensional sound, like you can hear all of the different shapes of the music and little nuances that you don't hear on the digital version. They come out because it's just so textured, and it's just a different sound.
Yeah, and it was mastered separately for vinyl also.
Right.
And the vinyl master is a more open, less compressed version of the music. So.
Right. We originally recorded this album for vinyl. From the very beginning, everything we did was to put it on vinyl, and then we separately mastered it for CD and digital.
Yeah. So if you listen to the CD is going to be loud and powerful and have lots of low end.
Thick.
Real. And compressed, And then the vinyl will be more open and 3-dimensional, and there'll be quieter quiets and louder louds and all that stuff.
More dark side of the moonish.
Yeah.
So, for you guys taking a step out, you've obviously put it together, in the studio and everything, and when you record, how is it for you, to listen to all the different formats, like, as a final product, from an artist standpoint, you ever find, little nitpicky things, or something that you didn't notice before that's there now?
Yeah. Well, it's funny, actually, on Break, for example, that's an album I can listen to from beginning to end, and nothing bothers me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I was so meticulous on everything, And with Dirty, there's already a list of 25 things, and I'm like, oh crap, I can't believe I left that. But that's what the point is, The point is that it was a natural, organic thing that I didn't really go back and with a fine-tooth comb. And,
it's like what happens on stage. I'm always, obviously I sang the songs right on the album, but, I'll forget the words in the middle of the song, at a live show. I'll, run out of breath. Or
pretty sure we got all the words right.
I think we
on Dirty.
who knows? I don't know.
Go back through the notes. Oh, wait, we missed one.
Yeah.
we call that jazz.
Right.
That's improv. But, when I listened to it on vinyl for the first time, I totally cried.
Wow.
I was so happy.
So, we were absolutely blown away by your live show when we came down here. You've made fans of everyone that came down from PCM and that network. And, would you ever think about doing a DVD or anything like that to kind of showcase the live element?
Well, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
For the last couple of years, we've been videotaping everything. We've got lots and lots of footage, and I think it would be really cool to do a DVD eventually.
Yeah, we'd like to put one together. We'll just get a little time at home to do it.
Yeah, I'm actually. I just directed our latest video, Envy.
That was for Envy, right? Yes.
Yeah, and it was just me and Kim in the room, and Kim did some of the shooting, and I did some of the shooting, and then we had our friend Johnny Flash do. He came in at the end to do some overdub stuff that was kind of hard for us to do on our own, and that really kind of I got bitten by the video editing bug. So I'm really looking forward to. There's a couple of other videos that are kind of midway right now,
okay.
Music videos, and then it's a big undertaking because we're always on tour. So, but if we have 2 months where we know we can sit down and really focus on doing a DVD, I think it'd be really cool. We did for our Dirty CD release party. We actually multi-track recorded it, and we had 3 nice cameras in the room.
Okay.
And then we also had our fans bring we were like, hey, bring your phones and bring everything else, and we'll try to get some footage for possibly a DVD in the future.
Yeah. So hopefully that's sort of coming together. I'm not sure.
I would rather than it like being one show, I'd rather put together like a DVD that showcases a lot of different things.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, and including maybe having some of the music videos on there and some of the other just
some
cool
outtakes
in between.
We like doing little skits and stuff.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's definitely. I mean, that sounds like it would definitely be a fun process. What's great too is that you guys embrace the fans coming in and filming things and sharing them with you. And there's, that can go both ways. There's some bands that are like, I don't want to see any cell phones in the place at all, and like put them down and do that. And it's ridiculous.
They're a little insecure maybe about their live shows. So.
I mean, it's incredible to me to see that because they, are just so adamant that like they don't want any fan footage. I'm like, these people are here because they love what you're doing. I mean,
I can understand it because we get almost every night. We'll probably get 2 or 3 people that come up and say, I saw some of your live footage on YouTube and I really wasn't into it, and then I see you live and I love it, and I'm like, well, you're not gonna get the experience from somebody's cell phone with a distorted microphone in the crowd, like, shaking around. It's just not going to be cool,
Yeah.
But for the people that have seen it, and people that are really into the One-Eyed Doll universe, and, they since they've already been to a show and they've already experienced it, then they can watch those YouTube videos and know what it feels like,
Yeah.
And
they can kind of replace the missing elements with what's in their head of what they've experienced, the feeling of being there and the sound that really happened, and
Yeah, so for us, it's like, for me, I'm like, well, it's really cool that our whole career is being documented by people on YouTube, and we don't want to shut down anybody's YouTube pages or anything like that.
No, it's fine, and I think a lot of artists who don't like to be filmed are just, as he said, that maybe insecure because if they make a mistake, it's going to end up on YouTube and get 1 million comments and trolled. But, you have to just let it go. You just have to embrace your humanity and understand that, everyone makes mistakes and you're under the microscope. And
this is I don't know if you want to include this or not, but for me, there was one moment that really just boggled my mind. And I was watching Train on YouTube. It was a live performance by the band Train doing the Hey Soul Sister song.
Okay, yeah.
And to me, the performance was flawless. Like, Train is a good band. The singer's really good. The whole band is really good. But, the version on the radio is kind of a little hip-hoppy. It's a little electronic-y sounding almost. It's very slice and dice produced. And their live version is way more organic, way more, it's a live band playing the song. And it was just nothing but hate. This doesn't sound anything like the song.
Yeah.
These guys are terrible live. It was just like, what? There's 1 million. The whole thing was just flooded with comments talking about how terrible it was. And it was like, I had to watch it again to see, like, what did I miss? Did he, really mess something up? And it was like, nope, great performance. It was just like...
There are certain people, I think, kind of along the lines of what you said, that expect that when they see it live, it's going to sound completely identical to what they hear on the album, and that's not the case. I mean, I've certainly seen some bands that are terrible live and great on CD, and vice versa.
I have the CDs, so I can listen to that whenever I want. I'd prefer the live show to give me something different.
Yeah, that's what, when I, royally screw up on stage, so I just tell the fans, if you want us to sound good, get the album. I sing it right every single time.
I promise.
It's awesome.
So I know the last time I talked to you guys had not been home in quite a while. You were out on the road with Orgy, and then I know that you did a tour with P-Lander Z.
Yeah, in between Orgy and P-Lander Z, we actually played in New Zealand.
Oh my goodness, awesome. How was that?
It was awesome.
Really cool. And so it was nonstop. Yeah, we went Orgy, New Zealand.
And then flew straight to New York, or flew to LA, straight to New York.
Literally, while we were in New Zealand, we had a guy drive our van. Our Dallas street team leader, he drove our van from LA to New York while we were in New Zealand, and we flew from New Zealand to New York and then took over from there. So
thanks, Paulo.
Thanks, Paulo. Paulo's super awesome.
Our Dallas street teamer.
Yeah, and he's a fireman, so that makes him even cooler.
Yeah, he's a fireman.
That's
real
so
one.
cool. At least you got like a cool road trip out of it. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. And then once we got home, we did a really awesome CD release party in Austin. And we made the Envy video. And we basically set up the whole release for Dirty. And that's what we were kind of had some office time at home to do these things. And also we had a whole lot of other music for the feature that we were kind of finishing up. So we just took that time to do that. So, you know, sometimes we're like, oh, we were home for 2 months. Well, that doesn't mean that we had the time off. It was crunch time to make sure we had everything
Actually, you
done.
feel more relaxed right now.
Well, it's a really strange thing because when you're home, you know, when we're home, we know that we've got 2 months to do everything that we need to do.
It's like 3 years.
So, okay, where was I? So when we're at home, we've got 2 months, and we know that on this date, we're out of there, and our video has to be done, whatever mixing and music needs to be done. Any photos, we had a bunch, we had a big, we had to take hundreds of photos for our publicist, and we, you know, for everything, for all the magazines coming up, we have to have exclusives, so we have to do all this stuff, and it's really, really stressful, you know. There's meanwhile, you know, the plumbing in the house is falling apart, and there's mold growing places because we're never home to take care of anything. And so we're trying to fix everything before this certain date. And then once we hit the road, our only concern really is getting to the next show and making sure that, you know, we meet up with awesome people like you and don't mess up our schedule and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it goes from being this really huge kind of stress that we have to take care of things for the 2 months to being a day-to-day kind of stress.
Right. We go from running a record label to being in a band.
Right.
Basically. So we get to be in a band for a while and are on tour.
So obviously you have the tour with OTEP now, and is there anything on the horizon after that we can look forward to?
We don't know.
We don't have anything that we can announce right now.
Yeah, we don't know what's coming up next. I guess we'll probably find out the week before.
Yeah.
Does it often go really quick like that? All of a sudden it's just oh boom, you guys are doing this.
We usually have about a month advance notice.
Okay.
And we're still on this tour for another month and a half, so at some point during this tour we'll probably know. I know we're gonna do some Halloween shows at home in Austin, or in Texas.
Okay.
Just that weekend, you know, usually those are big nights for us, so we'll do Houston and Austin and San Antonio or something. Other than that, we'll either be working on a new album for the winter and new videos and DVD stuff, or we'll be on another tour somewhere, depending on what comes up. So.
That's awesome. So would you guys ever be interested in getting on any of the summer festivals or anything like that that's around?
We love festivals.
We do love festivals. It's really difficult to book one-day events when we are basically tagging along with headliners. A headline, OTEP, she can schedule a festival because, you know, it's all about her. You know? It's this tour will stop and do the festival. You know, but if we have a festival day, if we, for example, had we're booked for Austin City Limits on whatever that is, September 5th or something, that means that we would have to do that instead of this whole tour.
Yeah,
we have to pick one or the other. So
we actually we had this a festival that we were going to do that we headlined last year and really enjoyed, and we just love those people so much, but we had to. It ended up being during this tour, and so we had to skip it.
And it was right at the beginning of the tour, too, so we were, hoping that maybe it would work out, because this tour was supposed to start in the Northwest, which is where this festival was.
We were waiting to see if we'd be able to do it, but...
and it just didn't work out.
So sad.
So for us, it's kind of
But we're glad to be here, of course.
We don't really book one-off shows very often.
Yeah.
Unless they're, literally right after or right before a tour.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
We're on this tour circuit thing, and that's great opportunities. So, but I love festivals. It's so fun to play a festival.
I love the diversity of it. You're hearing something from every possible genre of music, all in one place.
And it's such a circus, you know.
Absolutely.
It's so fun.
And we can play in front of thousands of people at those things instead of
and it's always all ages.
How have the crowds been for this tour? Pretty good.
They've been good. I mean, it's the club circuit, and they've been pretty packed every night. So pretty awesome. You know, it's harder on, like, tonight is a Tuesday night, so who
We'll
knows?
see.
Yeah. Once it gets closer to the weekend, it's usually totally packed, and then Monday, Tuesday are like they're kind of the hard days, but we'll see.
But yeah, I think it's been really positive in Baltimore when we've played here in the past. So the size of the crowd doesn't matter that much to us. We love people who can have a good time and not take themselves too seriously, even at a metal show. Just have fun and smile.
For me, I usually have one guy who's like a junior fan, and he's like all about the drums.
Yeah, I'll see him in the corner.
And he's just over by me all the time.
They'll plant themselves in front of him.
And I'm like, that's the guy I play for. I'm like, oh yeah, watch this. Feel this for him. Give him a little devil horns, So.
And then I'm trying to get his attention, and we're fighting for his love.
Yeah.
And then I fired Junior because he's taken my spotlight from one fan. I fired you so many times.
I know. She keeps hiring me back.
He comes crawling back.
So are there any areas of the country you're looking forward to visiting on this tour that you're headed to next?
Oh, God, all of them. We've actually played in several towns that we've never been to before, and that's fun because you got a fresh crowd. But I mean, we love the place we're playing in New York, Webster Hall.
Oh, okay.
We play in the basement part of it.
I haven't been there, so
it's cool, beautiful.
I'm a big fan of Brewster's Pit in Jacksonville, Florida.
Brewster's Pit, oh my gosh, that's gonna be awesome! And Here was a big one.
Yeah, this is a
look
big
at this
place.
beautiful backstage. I mean, they don't always treat you like this.
No.
we get treated right here.
I've definitely done interviews in back alleys of clubs before. So.
In the public restroom.
Yeah. No, we have done that before too.
And of course, we love.
Yep, in the van.
We love playing in Texas. We're playing at the Scout Bar in Houston, and Trees in Dallas, and Backstage Live. In San Antonio, that's kind of our backyard.
Love all our Texas places.
Yeah, and
LA, of course.
Yeah.
Looks like it's the Whiskey this time.
We're back at the Whiskey. We usually play at the Key Club.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But we played at the Whiskey one other time. And the only time we played at the Whiskey, there was a hit and run right out front, and there was the cops were shooting at the guy that was driving away. And everybody got locked in the club until 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
it was a crime scene.
They roped it off as a crime scene, and I mean, there were helicopters and ambulances, and all of our fans had to spend the night at the Whiskey, and a lot of them left at 11 a.m. or something.
And this was right before we kind of started this national touring circuit.
We were not known at all in LA.
And we really made a big deal about it to our fans when we were like, hey, we're playing at the Whiskey, and this is like a big deal. So we had fans that drove from Austin, we had fans that drove from all over to go to this one show.
They flew in.
And they only got to see us play for 1.5 songs, and then this whole thing happened.
It made you guys shut down?
Yeah, we had to stop playing. I mean, we weren't even going to play at all. Because
I was a little bit. I asked the sound guy, like, man, do you really think we should go on? I think somebody just died 4 feet away from the stage. I think it's maybe not respectful to go on. I think it's okay.
It was like in the venue.
We can reschedule.
And
it's okay. I'll play an acoustic set for these fans somewhere else. Just let's just respect that, because our show's all silly and happy.
Yeah.
And
I felt really awful about what was happening.
Yeah. And it was somebody that either somebody from one of the bands or a fan that was there.
It was someone who was at the show.
It was somebody who was at the show.
So it
was just kind of
a little close to home. And
but we played 1.5 songs, and then the cops shut it down.
They told us it was kind of like the show must go on sort of thing until they came in and shut it down.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I thought so. But, so that's our only experience there so far. So hopefully this time there won't be any sort of crime.
Right.
Yeah, we're fingers crossed.
We'll redeem our whiskey experience.
All our fans are calling it the whiskey is stay, or the whiskey a no, or oh no, and also they're trying to make light of it. And everybody had tried to stay real positive and stuff, but we love the place, so we're happy to go back for sure. Make some new memories there.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So is there anything you can tease us with for what songs you're doing videos for in the works, or is that kind of hush-hush yet?
No teas.
Alright, we're gonna have to wait and see then.
Well, we can give you some Earl Grey or some green or English breakfast if you
Yeah,
like.
those are some teas that we
Have
got.
some
Okay.
organic peppermint.
Or chamomile.
Chamomile, yeah, we can help you out with some chamomile, caffeine free.
So, being that we are mostly a pop culture based website, is there anything in particular that you guys can't get enough of these days as far as pop culture?
Like modern pop culture?
Like what's going on right now in entertainment and whatnot.
Because we're into vintage pop culture. Before bed we've been watching the Twilight Zone, because every Twilight Zone is available on Netflix now. Every episode.
Nice.
Yeah, we've been on a Twilight Zone marathon. That's what we've been doing on this tour.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone every night.
So
It's our wind down.
Yeah.
But as far as like currently, I think that my life isn't based enough in reality at all to know even what's going on. We're in our own little thing, you know.
yeah, we watch Twilight Zone, and we try to go to mom and pop restaurants to eat around the country. That's something that we can spare 20 minutes for.
What's been one of your favorites?
Oh, okay. Well, there's a place in Gallup, New Mexico that it looks like real ragtag, like worn down. It's called the Plaza Cafe. And we were a little scared to go in at first, but once we went in there, it was like, wow, this place is really good. Like, all the food that we got was amazing. So,
French toast is really good.
yeah, they made this just otherworldly French toast.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I had this breakfast burrito with the hatch green chilies all over it, you know,
Nice.
which is the specialty of New Mexico. So,
But we try to, you know, we really are. We travel the country so much, and we see all the gentrification of the U.S., and so we do our best to, whenever possible, support local businesses instead of going to, you know, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's a taco stand that somebody's running, or, you know, we do our best to do that if we can, and you know, you can't always, but. Plus, fast food is nasty.
right.
No, that's true. No, it's good too, because like it's also awesome to learn about all those places, and sometimes you find just that little gem like somewhere that you didn't know about before.
Right.
And I mean, just like if we all did that, just how much better would our actual economy be? And you know, you can't always avoid the Walmart thing, but you know, you can do what you can for your communities that you're in, and the little bit that we can spare, we do.
That's great.
Because we're mom and pop. We know how it is.
Well, I'm assuming that the best place to keep up to date with everything is still the website and the social media and all that. So I'm
Yep.
sure you guys will be updating that regularly. And we'll
Oh, yeah.
certainly direct our site visitors to check all those places out to
Thank you.
keep up to date. And you
Yeah.
know, thank you guys for taking a few minutes to speak with me again. Is there any comments or messages to fans you'd like to share?
Message to our fans. I did 10 push-ups yesterday.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. And Jason,
I did some leg lifts.
did some working out, and I ate some broccoli today, and I'd like our fans to know that James does not smell bad. That is one of his crowning achievements. He is not a smelly guy.
James is our roadie, by the way.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would like our fans to know?
Well, for fans of both One-Eyed Doll and Adventure Quest Worlds, keep an eye out. I'm not going to make any official announcements, but we may have something cool coming in soon.
You hush your mouth. Bad. You guys didn't hear that. You heard it.
Wink, wink.
Shh. Great. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.